All right. What's good, Spirit Squad? Welcome to 2023. So today, we're going to be playing some ranked ladder on Magic Arena, and we're going to be playing it, of course, with Mono-Blue Spirits, since this is one of the best decks on all of Arena. I'm not going to be making any changes to this list from what we've been previously playing, so we've just got 19 Snow-Covered Island, 3 Faceless Havens, and then the same sideboard that we've been playing with. Remember that there's no such thing as like Is It Phoenix or anything like that here, so we don't need to go hardcore into stuff like a Narset's Reversal, for example, but we do have additional copies of things like Slip Out the Back in this sideboard to help compete against decks like Rakdos that are at the top of the format. And since Mono Green's a deck that exists now, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Aether Gust in our board to kind of play around Mono Green Devotion, which is probably going to be all over the ladder. Anyway, that's enough chatter. As for y'all, how's everybody doing? Haven't seen y'all in a little bit. Haven't really posted yet as far as 2023 goes, so what I'm doing here is testing out a little bit of a new stream format, and y'all will see that when the gameplay starts, so let me know how the visuals work there. And, well, I want to play Magic, so let's get into it. While we get ready to queue up a game, just everybody, let me know, how did your New Year's go? Are you playing a lot of Magic this coming up year? If so, what are you playing? And I'm just super interested in basically seeing all of what everybody's doing. So if you look down and to the right, that's where you'll actually see the deck list now, and that's a little bit of a new thing. Finally figured out how to do that on Moxfield. Ooh, we're on the play. That's exciting. And our hand, I just did this the other day. We just did this the other day, y'all. So on the YouTube channel, I got to call a video something like me being God's favorite or something similar, where I kept this exact hand and I was on the play, and we ended up fighting a Mono Blue Spirits mirror, but we got to do the thing because we were on the play and they insta-scooped on turn 2. So let's see if we can mess around and get away with that this time too. I would love to see that happen again. A swamp, so that's not exactly the best for me. This could be Fatal Push or something, and if it is, I can't do anything about that yet. Yeah, alright, fine. No, not another island. Alright, so if this is just like Rakdos, whoa. No, 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 not like this. You know what? I deserve this. Because, to be fair, last time... Oh, come on, deck. Not like this. Last time I kept the hand like this... Oh. Underworld Dreams? Well, that's gonna suck. So I guess I can Spell Pierce Invoke Despairs? I don't want 2 of those happening. I'm already trying to draw extra cards, so me losing life when this happens is gonna... Right. It's gonna be a little much. So, unfortunately here, they can just start coming at me with things like Fatal Pushes or really any of 55 different removal spells, but double Underworld Dreams against me is gonna be a nightmare. Oh, speaking of which, Elspeth's Nightmare. Alright, so... But I also just don't want 8 lands here, right? So I guess they can take one of my COs and leave me with close to nothing here. I almost don't even know if I should continue playing this game, but I'm going to keep trying. There's the Invoke Despair that we talked about, so I don't mind packing it up here. That was kind of funny, though. Alright, so what do I want against Mono Black stuff? I guess just these. And things that I don't particularly want against them are probably gonna be the Shacklegeists. I'm not particularly interested in tapping almost any of the creatures they could come at me with. Like, they could play things like Shieldred, which I'm probably more interested in counterspelling than countering. I could tap down any Lifelinkers they could play, like Gifted Aetherborn or Murderous Rider. That's a lot better. But I still think that this is gonna, I think this is fine if I just like draw a counter spell, or if I wait until turn 3 I can draw a CO. That way I can Curious Obsession with Rattle Chains back up. So let's see if they have another Fatal Push or a Cut Down or something similar. It is a Fatal Push. Okay. So now we untap, and I'm just gonna chill here. So ideally what I get to do here is just, oh hey, do this, and now I've got access to Rattle Chains, so next turn I can Rattle Chains if they try to do something cute to this, or if they just like Elspeth's Nightmare now. I'm actually pretty okay with just Rattle Chainsing in response, untap, Curious Obsession, let them take Slip Out the Back. Yeah, I like that. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, noted. So that is going to be a little bit of a pain to race since I'm not attacking quite yet. But let's just play out our Rattle Chains here. Whatever, you can have Hexproof. There's a Geistlight Snare. Pretty perfect, not going to lie. And let's get an attack for 4 in. The best part about the Geistlight Snare too, since we played a card during our own turn, that also means this guy's not going to be flipping, which is super nice. So we've got 4 mana, but now I've got 2 counter spells, so that can resolve. So they can take one of these, but they're also going to be losing 2 life, and since they played a card during their turn, they're also not flipping this. So not really too much to complain about currently. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to. There's just not a lot to complain about. Inscription of Ruin. Discard 2 cards. Nah. So you can attack and they can drain the Mausoleum Wanderer if they want, but I want to keep my 2 actual counter spells rather than my Mausoleum Wanderer, which is tagging them for 1. I'm already ahead. I'm already drawing cards. They didn't take the Mausoleum Wanderer? Curious. Okay. Speaking of curious, let's draw a card. It's a Faceless Haven. Hell yeah. So they do get to flip this, which is a bit annoying, but I also get to level or activate this if I feel like it. I legitimately don't think I do, though. I think I just let this attack slide go down to my 11, and then Spectral Sailor with 2 counter spells. Yeah, I think that's a lot better for me. Let's do that. So we've got Inscription, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. We've seen discard 2 cards. Fine, you can have a counterspell. But also a creature. Rattle Chains is actively great. So I get to draw a card, they go to 8. It's a Spell Pierce, which is actually pretty good against Invoke Despair. And with 5 mana, I can interact all 3 times here, which is super nice. Elspeth's Nightmare can catch Rattle Chains when they target my Spectral Sailor. That's fine. So I want to do that. Hello, leave my friends alone. And do I have a creature in my yard? And I know that you don't, right? So if they attack, then they just die, right? Like this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they don't really get to attack here. Oh, they're going to. They just don't get to. Okay. I mean, that works out really nicely for me. I'm not blocking. Okay, they figured it out. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go to game 3. So, Mono Black Devotion. I want to make 0 changes, I believe. Or do I want to cut Nebelgast Herald specifically for a lower drop here? Actually, I think I like that a little better. Nebelgast Herald, it must tap the Graveyard Trespasser, which is so far the only real creature that we've seen, and I don't want to discard for having to target the Graveyard Trespasser. I suppose I could ignore the ward and let the ability be countered, but like, it costs 3 and Shacklegeist is 2, and I just think I like that better. Yeah, because the way I'm going to get to break this game open, right? Wow, that's good. Okay. I'm going to try this. So here, I would really love to see... what? I want to see another land. A Spell Pierce or something like that would be ideal. Evolved Sleeper is honestly not that bad for me. But drawing a 3rd land, I think, is the best start from here. So if they want to just like level this up, then so be it. If they're holding up just like a kill spell for my first Spectral Sailor, I think I'm fine with that too. So if they just like multi-fatal push or something, for example, I think I'm pretty okay with that. So let's see if that's what happened. And it looks like it is what happened here. Go for the throat. You got it. Good night, sweet prince. That's not a land, but it's also not bad. So what do I want to do here? I think I want to just Mausoleum Wanderer and then Spectral Sailor, and this way I can have 2 threats with the intention to untap and put the CO on the Spectral Sailor, using this to protect the Sailor. Fatal Push. Let's make them fight over that? No. No, I'm not going to fight over that. So they can do this and they can level up if they want to. And if they level up, then I get to flash in Spectral Sailor. Dang it. I was kind of hoping they leveled up, but that's okay. Let's still draw a land. That's still what I want out of this. Okay, so options exist. I can Supreme Phantom and simply attack for 2. I can Reckon or Bankbuster, hold out, slip out the back, and I actually think I like that best. So let's attack first. So now this gives them 2 problems to deal with at once, but also I'm currently not holding a Rattle Chains or a Counterspell, so I think my best route to victory here is probably going to be just like using my mana the most effective way while also threatening more cards from a card that they can't currently solve. That sucks, but okay, you got it. I think that's not the end of the world. It's just is medium annoying, right? So I take 2 from this, go to 16, 15 when I untap and draw, and then I think that's where I should probably start using my CO. I think I like that, especially if I draw a land. A land is really good. A Wanderer is not bad, though. So here I'm going to play the Wanderer first because I want to use it to protect the Spectral Sailor. And I will take damage from this Underworld Dreams, but if I'm drawing cards, then that's going to feel pretty sweet. Okay, so I will take the 1, and I guess we'll cry about that, but it is what it is. Oh hey, that's a good one to draw. So now I've got a Faceless Haven, which is actually a threat, and it can let me draw a card with Bankbuster. I also currently have the ability to counter... Not that. I can't counter that. But I could have countered something like a Invoke Despair with my Mausoleum Wanderer. They attack for 2, I go to 11. Yeah, that's fine. And then 10 and then 9. Alright. So I do need to be really careful about my life total thanks to this stupid Underworld Dreams. But... okay. Play land for turn here. And I think I want to play my Supreme Phantom now, because I can Lofty plus slip out the back from here. And I think that feels pretty decent. So I can attack for 6, take them down to 12, block here potentially. No. I think I want to just attack for 3 and then be able to crew the Reckoner Bankbuster. I like that better. So let's attack for 3, take them down to 15, draw a card, go to 8. And another slip out the back is actually not bad. And this is going to go back down to 2 power, but that's still going to be enough with these 2 to crew this 4/4. That's good enough to block this, so if they attack with it, I will very happily take that. And they do. Okay. So they get to drain me for 1, which is a little bit obnoxious here. But with 2 slip out the backs and a Lofty, I'm feeling pretty good about this block. So if they want to pump this, I actually don't know that I mind using the slip out the back to phase it out. And that is what I'm going to do here. So now they don't get any damage in. They do get to draw the card, but I get to kill the Trespasser. And I think I will go to 6. So 5 when I untap. And I didn't even count their life total. I probably should have actually tried to count. Let's see. So what am I looking at? 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Hell yeah. So crew 1, 2, 3 power. Well, that worked out. I won't lie to y'all and tell y'all I counted that before untapping, but sometimes you just get there. So that's a sweet little game one, right? And Mono Black Devotion, huh? I don't know that I like Underworld Dreams, but I do like the idea of Gray Merchants. So let's go ahead and jam again. Also, for anybody who's just stepping in, either on YouTube or Twitch, doesn't matter. If you want to see the deck list in a format that you can download, just go !deck in the chat. And that'll show you the deck list as well. What else would you play in a deck like that, though? Like, is Gifted Aetherborn even on Arena? I legitimately don't know the answer to that. But that reminds me of a video from last week. So, I don't know if anybody who is watching this likes watching Legacy content, but if you do, a boy Phil, he's got a podcast with a couple of good friends of mine. Wow, that's bad. Runs a podcast with a couple of friends of mine and is a Legacy aficionado and does a bunch of variety decks for like Legacy, sometimes Modern, but he got a Pioneer Spirits donation deck list. So he decided to hit me up and we did that. And I think that video is going to be coming out on his channel in a couple of days or something. I'll just let them take the lofty denial, that's whatever. So my hand is blank, which is really unfortunate, but it was already a mulligan. This already doesn't feel great. So let's just get our attack in and see if they thought seize me again. If they do, joke's on you, my hand sucks. Are we doing this again? What is happening today? We're playing against multiple devotion decks and they're not green. Does somebody want to explain to me what's happening on the rank ladder here? Because I have absolutely no idea. So Tymerit's going to hit me for 2. And that is obnoxious. Please thought seize me. Like, my hand doesn't do shit. Warlock class. Okay, so we're actually playing like regular, normal devotion. So this is going to look at the top 2 cards, I believe? Yeah, top 3 cards and you put one of them in your hand. Okay. And I do not get to see what goes into hand, but we do get to see what goes into graveyard. A swamp and another swamp. That's pretty good for them. So let's untap here. Bruh. Okay, I guess. And I think I'd rather draw a card than activate this and attack here, which is why I did it like that. I can't really do anything about like a Shieldred, for example, but I do want to bluff Counterspell mana since they don't know any of these 3 cards. And they have to play around a Counterspell, right? Like there's no way my opponent assumes I'm just drawing stone nothing. Alright, sick. So now they can respond with a removal spell, but I already can't do anything about a removal spell. Especially if I keep drawing like this. Okay. So it looks like they're going to target with 1 now. That makes sense because it looks like they were giving me the chance to have drawn like a Curious Obsession and try that. Nope. We're instead just using Tymerit's ability. Don't really care about that. So they go down to 14 here. And I'm just going to chill. If they thought seize me, I can respond with the Spectral Sailor and kind of try from here. But I really just want some kind of spells now, please. And thank you, deck. Oh, there's a Great Merchant. So what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5? I mean, I don't like it, but it's going to happen. And they can't attack into my Faceless Haven, so at least there's that. Oh. Well, I guess I lied. You can. Alright, fuck out my face. So they can kill the Spectral Sailor, but like, what do I care? Another Faceless Haven's actually quite good. So let's get an attack in here. Play the second Faceless Haven. And I just want some spells, deck. Help me out here. Killing me. Another Underworld Dreams player. Got it. So I think I'm just going to let that resolve. I'm not going to try to do anything with that just in case they attack here. If they do, I can put up one of the Faceless Havens and then go to block. If they have a... They just let it happen twice? There's no way they don't have a sorcery speed spell to get rid of this. They have to have like Bloodchief Thirst then? Oh, okay. That's something. Okay, okay. Hey, we got a creature on turn like 96. Let's go ahead and get an attack in here and then play the post-combat Shacklegeist. Oh, this is nuts. I just want you to Thought Seize me again. I'm not doing anything. Well, let's go to game 2. Gifted Aetherborn is on Arena. Thank you, John. Have you participated in any RCQs last year? I played one RCQ a few weeks ago that qualified for San Diego, and to be fair, I did split first with my boy Travis in that, but he actually has family in San Diego, and I don't really want to play Standard, so I was pretty happy to split that with him. He ended up getting the invite, and I ended up getting like the monetary prizes for the event. But other than that, honestly, unless there's an RCQ that's ridiculously convenient for me to go to, I just don't really care, because I don't want to play Standard, and I live in upstate New York. San Diego is all the way on the other side of the country there, and I don't have any friends who live there. So if I accidentally win an RCQ again, then sure, but outside of exactly that, I don't know that I care. But let's flip that. If it was a format that's not Standard, like Pioneer or even Modern, I'm pretty sure I'd be pretty happy to play in one of those. So this is fine. Outside of a Thought Seize, I have turn 2 Bankbuster, which is sick. And I don't think I want to play this until I have something else. Oh no, my friend! Fine. I guess. So, not exactly happy about this. Like, mulliganing against the Thought Seize, the rest deck. And I don't think my Supreme Phantom's going to be long for the world here. Okay, so you do get my Geistlight Snare. Sucks to be me here. So is there also a Fatal Push or a Bloodchief Thirst? Even a Cutdown works. Warlock class, okay. Rattle Chains is actively great. So if they have Underworld Dreams, that will work. If they have something like, say, an Elspeth's Nightmare, I do get to do something about that. Wishclaw Talisman. Holy shit. Okay. I will not lie and tell y'all I saw that coming. But I'm going to play this to mask the Rattle Chains, and let's pass. Wow. Okay. Joke's on you, drew a creature. So they know about the Rattle Chains, but we're no longer, I believe, in a place where that really matters. Like, if you know it or you don't know it, either way, you still got to deal with it. So I think I'm cool there. So if they have 2 removal spells that cost 1 each, I can Rattle Chains and then Mausoleum Wanderer to protect my Supreme Phantom in that order. And it looks like that is going to be what happens here. So my Rattle Chains is going to try to protect my Supreme Phantom when I target. Oh, that's fine. So here they can just... What do you even want to get? I suppose they could get a... Yeah, what do you even get here? It's got to be like maybe a Meat Hook Massacre? Well, I guess I'm just going to get a Geistlight Snare. Because if I get a Geistlight Snare and I get to put this Curious Obsession on Rattle Chains, I don't really know that I care about anything they could try to resolve, since now I can counter a Massacre or another Sweeper or something. And that's actually not that bad because I can flash it in too. And that'll pump this up to 3. So if they come at me with just like no land, but say a Go for the Throat here, I'll flash an Ascendant Spirit and sack Mausoleum Wanderer to protect. So if they want to... Yeah, I think I like that. Arena's super convenient with a busy schedule. I just miss playing paper Magic. That's fair. I'll be honest, I don't particularly miss paper Magic too much, but it is still fun to play sometimes, and I've got a few local homies who I like hanging out with. But as a whole, I'm enjoying the online experience a lot more. Usually I'm playing Pauper because I can't afford anything else, but this list without the Brazen Borrowers is cheap enough to make me consider it for when Pauper doesn't fire. I want to flash an Ascendant Spirit Mausoleum Wanderer, as promised before. But yeah, no, I think I actually super agree with that too, where if you want to, you know, play Magic but don't want to pay $1 million, because let's be real, this game is fucking expensive, then I do like the idea of you getting into a format like Pauper. Like Pauper's sick anyway. Like, you can build ultra good, powerful tier 1 decks for like $30. It's really sick. And I will level it up once. Ooh, that's perfect. Now I have 3 mana to do my 2 things. Sick. But yeah, no, I think I really like that idea, because, yeah, Mono-Blue Spirits without the Brazen Borrowers is... Don't quote me on this, but I think it's like maybe $75 considering that... Alright, opponent, get fucked. Let's go to game 3. So... Oh, they're gonna let me attack, alright. Illegal attacks, try again. But yeah, no, I think, because, like, you don't have to play Leyline and Avoid either. Like, this is a card that I like because it plays nice with Geistlight Snare, but realistically, these at like $10 a piece isn't even necessary. You can play cards like Soul Guide Lantern. I don't know how expensive Unlicensed Hearse is, but that's an option. You can play Soul Guide Lantern. There's a Jack-o'-lantern card. I don't think... No, Relic is not Pioneer legal. But there's plenty of options. I think even Tormod Script might be legal in this format. So, like, you just don't have to do this, which is like $10. I think these are like $2 a piece. These are maybe $1. These are going to run you like $3 a piece. Weathered Runestone is one that works. Just infinite options that don't have to cost you like $10 a head to play. Specifically, 2 mana spells in this deck I don't necessarily like for graveyard strategies, but you can do like any of the 1 mana spells in this specific deck, because ideally what you want to do against decks like Greasefang is when they have turn 3, assume that you're on a draw and you'll have 2 mana. That way what you can do is play your 1-drop Graveyard's hate spell and back it up with something like Spell Pierce. So that's why I specifically Grafdigger's Cage. That's why I actually have not mentioned Grafdigger's Cage, because Pioneer's the one format where Grafdigger's Cage just honestly doesn't really do anything. It stops exactly Can't Stay Away from the Greasefang decks, and it stops exactly Arclight Phoenix reviving out of the Phoenix deck. But it doesn't stop them from casting Treasure Cruise, and it doesn't stop Greasefang from reanimating any vehicles. So don't do that. That's bad. But any of the cards that actually hate the graveyard and cost 1 or are named Unlicensed Hearse, I'm totally behind all of those. Another card that I've been kind of into... Oh, no. Well... I fucking feel like gambling. We're gonna gamble. Because this hand is incredibly good if I draw a land. Even if they Thoughtseize my Spectral Sailor, that's fine. They just take my CO, I can untap and try to draw a land. Are they taking my Lofty Denial? Aw, go back to the Lofty Denial. Fine. Oh, but we drew the land. Alright. Never didn't have it, y'all. Alright, so now that I don't have a CO, I don't need to walk my Spectral Sailor into a, well, really anything. I can now play Spectral Sailor and then slip out the back or Spell Pierce and be just fine. I can also just, like, Lofty Denial a Graveyard Trespasser if that's what they're going to play here. But if they play almost anything else, I don't think I care. So let's do this, know that we have the backup, and then just untap, since I assume they'll just let us. Yeah. Rattle Chains, look at us go. Opponent's probably pretty salty now because they just, like, they know that we drew 2 lands in a row. So there's probably just like, oh, this fucking guy. And to be fair, I think I kind of agree with him. Murderous Rider, absolutely not. So I will use my rattle chains here, and I'm going to use rattle chains rather than the spell pierce for a couple of reasons. We saw that the previous person was playing cards like Underworld Dreams, and we know that this deck specifically can play things like this, or like Invoke Despair, even Liliana of the Veil. So keeping spell pierce for their big stupid spells sometimes will get you this result. They scoop. Nice. All right. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Man, sometimes you just play a game and it feels like that Kronk meme where, you know, it's all coming together. But that was pretty sick. So I'm really glad, obviously, that we got to draw those couple of lands, and oh boy, I know that opponent is mad. Oh yeah. So speaking of Mono Black Devotion, because this is a deck that I played last week. Actually, what am I doing? I don't really need to queue up a ladder. I can put together like one cohesive thought at a time. And I'll slide back over to the deck list so that y'all can look at it while we talk about this for a quick second. So let's do that. And what ended up happening last week, and I assume this will be a video that comes out, I don't know, tomorrow, Friday, whenever he puts it out, but my boy Phil, who runs a channel called Thraben University over on YouTube, real good dude, and very, very, very good at older formats. Like, he plays a lot of Legacy, and that's his channel specialty, but he does also the other non-rotating formats. So like Vintage, sometimes Modern, sometimes Pioneer, and he got hit up by one of his subscribers for a donation deck, and that happened to be Pioneer Mono-Blue Spirits. So him knowing me, he hits me up and is like, hey, yo, I got this thing, you want to collab on it? So I'm like, bet. I already want to do everything with spirits anyway, and I like you, so let's do that. So we did that. We played a league, super fun, and one of our matches was against Mono Black Devotion, and it was a little something that's like, oh crap, this kind of caught me off guard, right? Like, you don't really plan for that when you play on a ladder or play like a 5-match league on Magic Online, or definitely not when you play a big tournament, but there it was. And we had a really good time playing it. Give me a second while I actually pull up his YouTube channel, and I'll link that too, because I do like the guy. And anybody who is interested in in older formats should definitely check him out too. So let's do that. Gotta give the homies a shout out when it's due, right? So now that we got to talk a little bit about that, and I was able to actually put a thought together, unlike last time because I was in the middle of playing, let's get back into some more gameplay. And I'm a pretty big fan of just people who get to do, you know, a bunch of different things, because it's just really fun, right? Like, sometimes people will submit really wacky deck lists to be played, and you just get to do wow. Hands like this are why you build this deck. Are you kidding me? Please, for the love of God, let me untap with this. I just want my opponent to play like a Triome or a tapped Hallowed Fountain one time. Just do that for me, and I don't know, I'll tapped land, ask and receive, right? So let's put the CO on this thing, see if they don't pack it up. They don't pack it up. Oh my Lanta. Very good at Magic the Gathering. We are not doing this 3 times in a row. Oh, that's... I think I actually prefer that they mind their business. Yeah. I want you to mind your business. So I don't want you to see the combination of this plus this, and... Oh my Lanza, we're doing it, y'all. Right? What a hand. Yo, for sure. Like, that was absolutely insane. And we got another Spectral Sailor too, so now if they do something I want to Spell Pierce, like a Liliana, I can just, like, flash in Spectral Sailor 2, and it looks like it is just Rakdos. Yeah, this is, not gonna go very well for our poor opponent here. I actually think I want to Spectral Sailor Mausoleum Wanderer here more than I want to Rattle Chains. Yes, since they haven't seen Rattle Chains and I haven't shown them Spell Pierce, I think I would rather do this for an onboard trick, keep up the same number of attackers, and give myself the chance to... I was going to say draw a Faceless Haven, but a regular island works too. And now I can double spell with these. I think I like that, especially if they try to come at me with just like double removal spell or something now. Fable can... Yes, I will Spell Pierce that. They're at 11, so it was honestly kind of close. Sick. Or let me rephrase that. That decision was close. That game was not. There it is. But yeah, that was... Whew, man, that was wild. Sometimes you just gotta like put your entire foot in their ass. But yeah, so let's see. Let's go back to talking about this in a, I guess, a budget mindset, right? So while we are talking about building Mono-Blue Spirits, but on, let's just say like the most extreme of budgets, I obviously don't know your exact scenario. Are you looking to play Pioneer or are you looking to play Explorer? Because we have time to talk about this now. This isn't bad. I'm in for this. So let's find out what our opponent's playing. And I really like these sleeves. These are cool. A direct Blight Step. Okay, so we're playing Rakdos, except they also... Oh no, this is the same person. Oh my god. I just... I didn't even... 2 and 2, y'all. Just didn't do it. I, for some reason, thought I was in a completely new match. Sulfur Springs. Another Duress, you got it. You can have my new Geistlight Snare. I don't know that I like their decision to cast Duress, seeing that I had 2 creatures and at the time I didn't have any Duress-able cards. So they actually kind of got lucky in that I drew Geistlight Snare because I didn't get to use it. But I think that choice from them was incorrect. Blood Tithe Harvester is fine. I am going to flash in the Rattle Chains, untap, and let them Blood Tithe Harvester to try to kill Rattle Chains? Yes. So this way, if they want to like Fatal Push or something, then I don't know that I care just yet, but I have another attacker established. Oh my god, y'all, are we gonna get him? I think this is where I'm gonna try to get him. So, I'm gonna put the CO on the Rattle Chains here. And if they try to Blood Tithe Harvester, I can flash into Supreme Phantom in response. And if they have a spell-based removal, I can do the same, except I can also Mausoleum Wanderer, instant speed with Supreme Phantom to protect. Yeah, that's gonna feel good. So let's draw a card. The island... I don't really want more of those. Explorer is the closest I can get to Paper Pioneer. I do play on Discord webcam sometimes. Okay, so I think that's actually, like, still not bad. Let's... Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so, let's Supreme Phantom. Because this is sorcery speed, so, like, meh. Oh no, they had 2! Just kidding, I don't care. So I'm going to use Mausoleum Wanderer to counter the new one. Now, the Supreme Phantom's going to come into play, but this is a 4/3, so if they want to kill this, they also have to get rid of Blood Tithe Harvester. But that's fine now, because I get to untap and start attacking with Faceless Haven, or I can simply hold up a counterspell for a turn. Ooh, so now I get to counter their Bone Crusher Giant, and sure, they can use this, but I don't care. Alright, get fucked. And if this happens to be a removal for Supreme Phantom, that's still okay because I have this. Alright, well, solve 2 problems, opponent. Do you have a Fatal Push? No? Alright. Solve this problem too. And I think I would rather attack for 5 with this and put them on a 2-turn clock than care about whatever my draw is here. Yeah, that draw was really good. And, oh, well, good thing I attacked because this was going to be useless. Fable, sure, that's something that can block the Faceless Haven, but I don't really care. If we have a Shacklegeist, that is no longer true. We don't. Okay. But that's fine because I'm still going to make them block. So here, if they want to Bone Crusher Giant plus block here, I'm honestly okay with that. I'm still going to get to draw a card, play a land, do all of that good stuff. And they basically have to do this just to not die, which I'm a fan of. They can look for a Fatal Push. Get rid of land, see if they find Fatal Push. It looks like they don't, so we get to draw. Let's draw a Slip Out the Back. Good enough. So they can ship these and try to draw something else if they really have an out here, but now they've got a lot of problems to solve. Like, a Thoughtseize is not a reliable way to play around really anything here. Kroxa... I'm at 20. I don't care about Kroxa. I almost want them to, like, Kroxa plus try to Fatal Push, because then I get to use my Rattle Chains. Yeah, that's whatever. You can have my island. I'll go to 17. Or we just really don't have to care about anything. Nice. And with my Rattle Chains in hand, that is a GG. So, remember that time, y'all, that we had a bad matchup against Rakdos? Let me stop talking shit. But that is 3 Thoughtseize Fatal Push decks in a row that we faced. That's kind of a lot. So let's talk about that. Explorer is the closest I can get to Paper Pioneer. I do play on Discord webcam sometimes on the weekends. Okay, so if we want to do that, right, then here's going to be the arena deck that we're playing. And if you want to just, like, I don't know, screenshot it for yourself, cool, go for it. If you want to ! deck in the chat so that you can then just download it for yourself, that's an option as well. Or any point in the gameplay, just screenshot that, and then the entire deck list is posted on the bottom right of that. Oh, thanks, Variance. How you doing today? But yeah, so this list, I think, is really cheap, too. Let me actually look it up on Moxfield just so I can get you an actual answer, because I know I don't know Magic prices like that. So let's look up this, Explorer, Mono-Blue Spirits, and I'm actually just going to slide this over so that you can see it, too. There. So you'll be able to see the entire thing. I think there's a price total somewhere on here. Oh, here it is, buy deck. So if you want to buy the deck, let's, I don't know, run a TCG player. 93.62 gets you the entire deck. And as y'all saw, this is completely tournament viable. Ooh, that's a lot more on a Card Kingdom. Okay. And oh my god, on Card Hoarder, it's literally less than here. I'm move my big ass head. Well, actually, I'll just move my entire me. There you go. Yeah, the entire deck on Magic Online, $19.44 in USD. So that is absurdly cheap for a deck that's really tournament viable. So, like, that is... Wow, I didn't know it was that cheap, if I'm being honest. I'm actually learning something new today. But even, like, the IRL version, if you do eventually want to get yourself into, like, being able to play paper Magic at your LGS, or even webcam Magic, $100 is very, very, very cheap for a really good tournament deck. Like, if you look at, here we go, let's slide over to Pioneer. Like, Mono Blue, here it is, it's the 11th most played deck in the format, so, like, y'all see that, you know, there's a real place for it in the metagame. Like, 2.6% of people who are winning in Pioneer are playing Mono Blue Spirits. And as you see, like, the matchup analysis for it isn't even that bad. I can also link a video for that because I actually just did an entire tier list on whether you should play Mono Blue or Bant. But yeah, like, we just like kicked the crap out of Rakdos mid-range and played 2 of those devotion decks that look to do somewhat similar things. Nykthos Ramp is almost a buy for us. Gruul is difficult but manageable. You can beat Gruul, especially with Aether Gust in your board. Mono White Humans, the same thing. If you're on the draw, it's kind of difficult, but we have Nebelgast Heralds to play around this deck. Azorius Control is kind of easy. Hidden Strings is really easy. Phoenix is difficult, but we just saw that we have 4 Mystical Disputes in the sideboard and Graveyard Hate to help deal with this. Same goes with this. Angels is legitimately super difficult. Like, this matchup actively sucks, but it's the only one in the entire top 10 that actually sucks. And then 5 Color Fires and Invention is almost as easy as Hidden Strings. So, like, you have really good matchups against half of the top 10 decks in the format. Reasonable matchups if you just play well against this, this, and this. And then you can hate out the 2 that happen to be somewhat difficult for most people, so that's this and this. And then there's one that's actually kind of hard, but for $20 online, who wouldn't want that kind of tournament spread, right? Like, that's actually absurd as far as your matchup analyses go. So, I don't know, I'm just a really big proponent of the deck, especially if you're playing Magic on a budget. So, you know, obviously, like, me playing Spirits is almost a bit of a bit, you know. At this point, we've been playing the same deck for essentially 4 years now, and I'm known as, like, the Spirits guy. But I also just think it's a really good choice for people. You just have to put in the reps and get good at it. So let's see what Quantum Hovercraft is on. And we get to play first. We get to play... Okay, so I'm gonna give a fair warning to everybody. You will not always draw like this either. Like, I'm having an exceptional first few matches of the day too. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Play a tap land for me, opponent. Just don't even let me think you might have hope. Aw. I think I'm still gonna do it. Whatever. If you have a Fatal Push, you have a Fatal Push. Let's untap. I am gonna wait until turn 3 because I can Rattle Chains to protect from, like, a Bone Crusher Giant next turn, and on turn 3 I can CO and back up with Rattle Chains rather than walking this into something now. Like, I don't need to walk into a Fatal Push if they have it. So if this is a Blood Tithe Harvester, I think I'm okay with that. And we have another Rattle Chains. Nice. Alright. So here, I kind of want to see them Bone Crusher Giant me. This man Walton with Lady Luck today. I don't know what to tell you. This is almost every day. It's just, it's just like, hey, remember that time I asked for you? Alright. And a Mausoleum Wanderer is not a bad draw. So here they can go ahead and finally kill my Spectral Sailor, but look at the rest of my hand now. It's so stacked that I don't even care if they have another Bone Crusher Giant. Like, that's fine. So now I get to attack with this. We are happy to play to land, and I have all kinds of options now. If they simply play this, then the fuck do I care? I'm already ahead on life total. I'll just flash in this and this, holding up this in case of land Fatal Push. And if they try to be a little more reactive, I have Rattle Chains and Slip Out the Back. So either way, I'm pretty happy. But you're not wrong. My hands have been pretty silly today, to say the least. And we've played against a lot of decks that are very actively trying to beat us too. So if this is just like a Shieldred, Fable, that's actually fine. So let's you first, then you, so to see if you want a Fatal Push in response. You don't, okay? And I'll tap this even though it doesn't actually matter. Spell Pierce, a little late, but I think that's okay. I think I'm still just gonna attack for 5. Yeah, I attack for 5, you go down to 10. Because I don't care about Spell Pierce anymore, I don't care about if they get mana from this or not. So I will simply push my aggressive front here. They can, at this point, do almost anything they want, and I don't know that I care that much. I think I will play Rattle Chains if they tap out for Shieldred. Trespasser and a land go away. You got it. Hey, what's up? Oh, I recognize those characters, even though I don't speak Japanese. Is this Izzy? A Kalitas. Okay. Well, that's annoying. I do have the slip out the back, so I think Kalitas is actually kind of a solved problem. I have Spell Pierce in case they want to removal spell me in the upkeep. I think I want to save Rattle Chains for something Spell Pierce cannot go on. Oh, or they just don't have it. That plays too. So I'm going to Spectral Sailor now. That does a couple of things. That pumps up the Mausoleum Wanderer, and if they try to removal spell, I can put in Rattle Chains, and that lets me attack for 5. Guaranteed. That takes them to a 2-turn clock because I plan on using Shacklegeist to tap Kalitas and deny them lifelink. So let's attack with these two and put a stop in your upkeep, I guess. A Fatal Push on Shacklegeist. Alright. So there's our 5 damage that we talked about here. Now they're on a 2-turn clock. I get to upkeep, tap the Kalitas, and I don't particularly care about almost any other card because I've got Slip Out the Back. They can technically have things to do about this, but I legitimately think this is a 1 game. Hello, yes, do you have Discord? I do. So, hello there. Do I care about this? What up, J-Boogie? No, I actually don't think I care about this. You can have that, because this is already getting tapped. So if you come out with a token, I really just do not give a shit. Yeah, because I already have more than 5 in the air anyway, so good luck, I guess. So yes, to answer your question, I do have Discord. So if you type !socials in the chat, then I think I just... Oh, no. Here I do want to slip out the back. So the reason for this slip out the back here is because if I were to Mausoleum Wanderer and they attack into removal spell, perfect, then they could have exactly Fatal Push and deny me the 5th point of damage. They could have technically taken me down to only 2 creatures with 2 power apiece, and they could have lived at 1, which might have been trouble. So I think that was better for us. But yeah, so if you type !socials in the chat, it'll actually get you to all of my links, including Discord. Or if you give me a second here, I can simply copy paste that too. I'll just do that while we wait for the next match to start, or next game to start. Here's this. Getting to figuring out Discord because I'm an old man. There we go. And here is a link. Being an opponent. I have a Discord of my own that's full of small streamers looking to grow and help each other. We even have a graphics artist. Oh, nice. Who's looking for work if you have any. So I actually do all of my stuff myself, and I luckily have the help of Bryant Cook, who not only is just like a much bigger Magic YouTube channel, but also he's a graphic designer by trade. So I don't specifically need that work done for myself. However, I would be glad to take a look at this person's work and then refer them to anybody else who may need that help. So definitely, like, you know, if you end up joining mine, then I am certainly cool with the idea of you know, then being able to pass along a referral. So I want to simply attack here and hold up Geistlight Snare for Graveyard Trespasser, since that's the card I can't erase. I will also counter a Kiki Jiki, but I'm a little more concerned with Graveyard Trespasser being able to erase me when they're on the play. Okay. So now this is okay. So what I can do is Supreme Phantom if I draw a land. Damn it. I want to draw not this land. Alright, thanks for the sub, thanks for the sub. I think I'm just going to Shacklegeist attack for 2, let them potentially Bonecrusher Giant Stomp, because I want to save Slip Out the Back for when I have this. So I could also hold this up, but I think I care a lot less about this. So let's do that and then attack for 2 and see what happens. If they just like resolve a Kalitas, sure, I'll feel a little dumb for that, but I think with double Faceless Haven, I already am not solving too many problems that involve Kalitas plus removal anyway. So what's happening here? Sorin. That's obnoxious. So Sorin is luckily only medium. Yes, got the island. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, sick. So now I can play the Supreme Phantom, both creatures. You know what? We'll take those. I had a whole little discourse on how to beat that stupid life token ready, but now we don't even have to think about it. Instead, they just pack it up. Jesus, guys. I just realized something. I haven't noticed a little ranked thing moving up. Am I playing not ranked? Oh my fucking god, I'm not on the ranked ladder. I just realized the stupid little thing where you get the extra points hasn't been moving at all. Why was I on regular play? Oh, that sucks. So we just went like 5-0 or something like that for basically no reason? Oh man, I'm so mad. Damn it. Whatever. Hand's still good. I'm so mad right now. Oh, that feels really bad. Oh, humans. Okay, that's fine. So humans, since we're on the play and have a Nebelgast Herald ready, what I want to do here is play all of my sorcery speed shit first, so that my Nebelgast Herald works really well with all my instant speed shit. And then we just want to get our attack on. Like, this can block this unless they Thalia's Lieutenant or Luminarch Aspirant. But even if they do that, I'm okay. I want to draw a third land so that I can... That's fine. So I can be a little proactive with my third turn as well. A CO will also be really nice. Actually, no. Just give me the CO. Fine. So here I can herald this down if they don't play something pre-combat. Dauntless Bodyguard also means that there is no chance of them playing a Brutal Cathar right now. So that's pretty nice. Which also means I think I will... Oh, I don't care about that at all. So here I'm going to let this move up to 3. And then just tap it. Like, they could, in theory, have Portable Hole for Supreme Phantom post-combat, but I think I'm willing to take that chance. So let's just go ahead, tap down to Lieutenant, let them attack for 3 here, and then untap knowing that I have my Spectral Sailor plus a counterspell active. Is this a Brave the Elements? You are not, opponent. You are? Okay, you got it. Resolves. So you can attack for 6 and have it not be lethal. Okay. So attack here, you go to 9. And then I can Spectral Sailor plus Geistlight Snare, untap, attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then put this into play before combat for 9. Hell yeah, we in there. I honestly think that Brave the Elements was that was not good. Maybe it's makeup, maybe it's Adeline, maybe it's not happening. And yes, I do just like saying that. So now that we're going into combat here, I'm still going to be willing to walk into a portable hole, but if they don't have it in the main, then this is just lethal. So you can attack me for 7 if you want, that's whatever. Okay, they don't want to put either of these into the way of my Supreme Phantoms. That's fine, I'm not blocking this. So I'll play the Mausoleum Wanderer, put lethal on the table. I guess tap this, I don't really... All of our stuff flies. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Hadouken. Oh. So against humans, I want this, this. I do not want Spell Pierces, and I do not want a Shacklegeist. So Shacklegeist is kind of mid here because when they're trying to go super wide on you, I don't want to tap down 2 of my creatures to tap down 1 of their creatures, especially on the draw. But a Nebelgast Herald has the ability to be really good. So that'll still be really cool. And this hand is... Who am I kidding? This is fucking bad. It's not good, but it has potential. If I draw a 1-drop, these look really good. And if I don't want draw a 1-drop, then I'm fighting for my life out here, but like that's already kind of the case. So let's give ourselves a chance to basically draw out of this is what I'm trying. That's annoying, but okay. Where were you last turn? Anyway. So let's see what happens to you. If you catch like a Brutal Cathar or something, then so be it. I don't... Is this a game I should continue playing? I think not. I'm just going to go to game 3. We're not even going to play around with that. Yeah, like I said, humans is really difficult when you're the one who's on the draw. But let's go ahead and try again. Like, there was absolutely no shot of us winning that game. So we're going to play first, and this hand's okay. It's not great. It's okay. I do like the fact that we can play this and counter any of their relevant 2-drops, or save this for a 3-drop, depending on what our draw step in turn 2 is. If they want to come at me with, like, I don't know, a Luminarch Aspirant or something on turn 2, and that's it by itself, I think I'm actually just going to let that slide and counter whatever comes on turn 3. So let's see what actually happens. And Portable Hole. Okay, sure. So we did talk about that previously. That was a known quantity. So I'm going to just play this. Like I said, let their 2-drop resolve and then know that I have this or this for their turn 3 line. And the combination of Shacklegeist plus Nebelgast Herald is really good for my attacking prospects too. And Recruitment Officer. Okay. So let's do this. Let's... Yes, attack? No attack. Let's think. Yes, attack. Yeah. So what I can do here is if they play something pre-combat, then I think I simply Nebelgast Herald. They can also be holding up a land so that they can land Brutal Cathar post-combat. So I think what I'm supposed to do here is let them attack me. I take my 4, go to 16. If they play like a Brutal Cathar or something post-combat, I can counter it with Lofty Denial. If they don't, I can simply Nebelgast Herald now, knowing that I can untap and then have Lofty plus an instant speed card to make use of. I like that a lot better. So let's attack for 4 here, take them down to 13, play this to mask the fact that I have instant speed interaction, and I can still play both of my spells. So this actually works really well too, because now I can Spectral Sailors safely. What do? You get rid of Shacklegeist, which I already don't care about, because I have Herald. I'm just gonna let that happen. You can take my Shackle Geist. I don't really care about that. Oh, you're taking the Mausoleum Wanderer. So now I just get to tap both of your creatures? Sick. So I'm just gonna tap you first, and then you second with the Shackle Geist. So here's 1, here's 2, and you can take the Mausoleum Wanderer all you want. I didn't care about that anyway. So you take this, you go down to 8, and with the Rattle Chains, that's close to lethal, especially if I get to tap down a creature or if they just attack. Absolutely not. So if they attack, they die. Okay, you're dead. Alright, so I go to 12, untap, and I have lethal on board with the Faceless Haven, so yeah, let's just kill him. Jeez. Woo! Nebelgast Herald, let's go. Yeah, that card's really good. Alright. See, this is what we want to see. We want to see the ranking up. We want to see, like, people catching feet and asses and us leveling up as a result of it. I don't want to just put feet and asses for no reason. So, like I said earlier, or rather on the stream title, this was going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, just because I really just wanted to jump in, test settings, all that good stuff, see really kind of what's what. But as y'all saw, this deck performs. It's really good, and if you put the reps in, it will reward you. Like, this deck just does all of the really cool things. And let's move my big ass head back over here. And I recommend it to almost anybody who either likes the tempo kind of playstyle or is simply looking to get into a highly competitive deck for really cheap. Like, we saw the paper version of this deck is less than $100, and we saw that the Moto version is literally less than $20 to have the entire thing. So you can be super competitive without having to play Credit Card the Gathering, right? So that's going to be my input for today. For anybody who is watching this afterwards, I'm just going to say, you know, like the video on YouTube, sub to the channel if you're new, and everybody on Twitch, let's go look for somebody else to raid. But that's gonna be, what up, Suspect? You just came in at the very end of the stream, but how you doing? Because yeah, like I said, today was just a day for kind of testing our settings, playing around with everything to make sure things look and sound right, and of course get some gameplay in, which I will be keeping the stream on VOD mode so that you can totally keep playing that too. So if you want to go back and watch the entire stream, then that'll totally be an option for you too. But I'm gonna see who is live to raid. Is anybody live? Looks like Demonic Tutors? Alright, so he is playing, looks like a ramp deck of some sort in... Oh, that's cube. He's cubing. Okay, cube draft is fun. So I'm going to go ahead and move y'all over to Demonic Tutors. Ed's a really good dude. Tell him what up. And I will see y'all next time we stream. It might be tomorrow. It might be Thursday. We'll see. Peace.